Yeah, they're good.
They're like $20. Did we even check or anything?
Check. I have all the levels exactly the same. Give us some checks.
Hello.
Yeah, that's right. That's right on the money.
From the depot, back at it again. We're going to start off the show by thanking Mr. Joe Flanagan.
Yeah, thanks.
For delivering us with a beautiful box of cigars that I've now chiefed down one. And it wasn't bad. Even though it's old, it wasn't bad.
No, yeah, I was surprised. I'm doing my dry January deal, so I don't get to try one yet, but I'm excited to.
And NASCAR fans are cool.
Damn right.
They're very cool.
Now, hold on. What is dry January? I know what not November is. I never got through it.
You never got through it?
It's the same concept, way easier. You can't drink for the month. You just can't drink any alcohol.
Why?
Just for fun. It's like it's obviously
it's
it's
a
not
challenge.
yeah.
To challenge yourself. It's like the not vote November. Not many people can do it, but if you can, you're kind of more.
Yeah.
You're elevated a little bit, I think.
So dry January.
Yeah. So
no drinking, no anything.
No. The only thing I'm letting myself do this year is caffeine. And I got to be careful.
You risky boy.
Yeah, right? Right.
Don't go overboard.
Yeah. I know.
That caffeine will kill you.
Yeah. I know.
I'm not doing it because I don't need to do it.
Yeah.
I mean dry January. I'm not doing it. But I haven't drank this month.
Yeah, because he's just trying to piss us off because he's got the best self-control. So he's just like flaunting his self-control. Like
he already knows he's got you.
I could if I want to, but I'm just not. It's so irritating.
Yeah, I'm not going to do.
Yeah.
No nut January.
All right, so we got
dry January.
Yeah.
We got Steven on the show today.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast.
Awesome to be here.
Let me hit you with some news real fast out of this past week. It's a little bit old news, but Claudia Gay has resigned from her presidential position at Harvard.
Excellent.
And that's a win for America, and that's a win for us as a whole.
Yeah, that is.
Amen.
Do you know about Dr. Gay?
About who gay?
Dr. Gay.
Oh, is that the bug-eyed lady?
Bug-eyed lady,
Yeah.
president of Harvard. That's like
Free Gaza?
That's like
Yeah.
the anti-Semitic Hamas sympathizer.
Bald-headed lady.
Bald-headed lady, and she resigned in her letter of, I guess, resignment. Would that be the word? I don't think that's the word.
Letter of resignation.
Resignation. She said she blames her resignation on the racists and not her anti-Semitic beliefs, and also not her plagiarism of her doctorate.
She had to dig real deep to pull out that card, right?
It wasn't deep at all.
Nope.
Actually,
right on the top. Dylan from the top.
Surface level. Totally surface level. Just freaking right in our faces, but we don't care because she's gone.
Yeah.
She says, amidst all of this, it has been distressing to have doubt cast on my commitments to confronting hate and to upholding scholarly rigor, two bedrock values that are fundamental to who I am. Writes Gay. I can't believe her name is Gay.
Are you sure she wrote it?
yeah, she took it from someone else.
That sounds like that's AI influence.
It is.
Yeah.
Even that
She just doubles down on the plagiarism.
Even that senator, the John Fetterman senator guy.
You know, he used to be disgusting to me.
Because he's the hoodie.
I mean, I don't like his politics, but he's starting to make sense.
Yeah, well, he was like,
he was like,
this is kind of a win for Harvard. Yeah. I was like, really?
Yeah.
Because I remember last election cycle, he had a little stroke out in his hoodie.
He's short-circuiting,
They got him in there somehow, and they got him in there. They magic the gathering, put him right in.
You can't make the math on it, but I digress.
He made it work.
Yeah, he made it work. Calculus. That's what happens when you start throwing Z's and Y's and to the X.
Also, in a recent political news, Florida has called Joe Biden their Democratic nominee without any votes being cast.
What?
Yep.
I didn't hear about that.
Mm-hmm. Florida has called Joe Biden their Democrat nominee without anyone voting. How about that? That's a win for democracy.
Votes.
Yeah,
Nobody votes. Nobody no stinking votes. Just make it happen.
The living corpse keeps on living.
Pull out the boxes at midnight. That's when the pipes start busting. Yeah.
I swear, one of these times they're gonna forget to Photoshop out the strings.
Yeah, they will.
You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. There it is. I told you guys.
It's gonna be everywhere. You're gonna hear it on FTD first. We found the strings, everybody.
I just want to say,
Shadow up there of a guy going.
He messes up, like him eating ice cream.
it just falls out.
Yeah.
That's what happened when he's trying to ride that bicycle. As the string snapped.
That was
The string got caught in the chain.
Here's the thing, man. If you watch that, modern physics does not allow for that to happen.
No.
There's always the tide's either coming in or going out. At all. That's just throughout nature.
He got caught in limbo.
He stops and just. No.
Yeah. He went the wrong direction in the Coriolis effect.
Coriolis.
He spun around the
never heard
wrong
that
way.
I haven't either.
Oh, that's where the water spins around in the drain, one direction in one hemisphere and the other direction in the other hemisphere. Or maybe the other side. It's something like that. I'll confirm it.
That's called Coriolis
Coriolis effect.
It's the Coriolis effect, I believe.
Holy
Let's see what we
shit.
got.
Did you learn that in school?
An effect whereby a mass moving in a rotating system experiences a force, the Coriolis force, acting perpendicular to the direction of the motion and to the axis of rotation. So that's why the water spins different directions depending on where you are on Earth.
So what you're telling me is the Earth isn't really flat.
Well, we're trying to get to the bottom of that.
Tell me that can't happen.
Yeah.
We're going. This is a breakthrough.
Yeah. He's not
Solved it. Right? Are you flat earthers?
Yeah.
the pinky.
There's just another
because
thing.
all the flat earthers are Chinese.
Yeah.
Boom,
Yeah,
baby.
this is what
This
we got.
proves it's round.
Yep.
The Coriola.
The Coriola. That seems pretty right on, I believe, Tyler, because he did go to school.
I did go to school, and they told me about Coriolis on Instagram. I learned about Coriolis on Instagram Reels.
The mechanical engineering degree really did a thumbs up there.
Yeah, I learned about beam buckling
In school?
in school. Yeah,
Bean buckling?
beam, like how you can buckle a beam.
Oh.
Fly an airplane into a building.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to buckle a beam. Yeah.
Yeah. Takes what? 45
Equation.
Yeah, I
minutes?
guess. 23 years ago,
Yeah.
the beams were
Yeah.
buckled.
Yeah. Of course, the pancake effect had a little something to do
Yeah,
with that. I mean, one buckle against
Yeah.
another buckle.
The
It's
beam-
turtles all the way down.
The buckling
So-
coefficient is 9/11, actually, surprisingly. So
I don't know what that means,
Holy
but
shit. Did you know that the coordinates for the Great Pyramids are the same thing as the speed of light?
yeah, there's some crazy
what?
stuff about the pyramids.
Yes.
and they face what do they face like true north?
But they didn't have a compass.
Yeah,
true north,
Yeah.
speed of light?
yeah.
Type
There's
in the
weird
coordinate-
stuff.
Yeah, this shit's crazy.
Now, does this tie into anything with the true north?
Aliens. Hello.
Have you heard about the Miami Mall that just happened this week? That the people were walking around this mall in Miami and they heard some like crazy screeching going on, and they saw this like alien creature or something, and they were having like a dance party.
It was really a chupacabra.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, we're riding on the back of a
It was
Bigfoot,
just a Florida man
carrying a three-toed sloth
three-toed sloth.
on bath salts. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's mine.
That's probably more like it.
The speed of light is 299,792,451 meters per second.
Yeah.
The exact latitude of the Great Pyramid of Giza are 29.9792458
Exact
degrees
same.
north.
Exact same thing.
Yeah,
Man,
that's insane.
how do you think they were built?
Frequencies.
Sound?
They knew something. They had a technology that used frequency. What that was, I don't know. Where they got it from, come on. I mean, I believe in aliens, so other civilizations. I don't know what that means, but
I think
that's how they did it. Some people say there was a race of giants. I ain't buying that shit.
Right, but what about Mount Rushmore?
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, they're just frozen in the rocks.
Yeah, it's just them.
Yeah, same technology, wave frequency.
You just chisel a little bit, and they're like, "Thank you."
Yeah, they crossed
They're
out
in
of
there,
there like
yeah.
the Transformer movies.
Yeah.
But they had some kind of technology that's either long lost or.
The sounds seem to be the most plausible. I mean, even though we can't like do that with sound right now, it seems to like make the most sense to me.
Well, it's like the theory of gravitational waves was just proven or like tested for, and that's all energy
right out
moving
in
in
space?
waves. Yeah,
Didn't
yeah,
they collect that data or something?
yeah. So basically, like the fundamental force of gravity has to do with frequencies and waves anyway. So
everything is frequency.
it's not far.
Vibration, everything.
Yeah, it sounds goofy to say sound, but then you realize like sound is very much the same thing as all other types of like wave radiation and stuff.
Well, it's just like dogs can hear certain frequencies we can't.
Yeah.
You know, there's things out there you can't hear, so it would stand to reason you're not going to be able to see it as well.
And there's frequencies you can only feel, you can't hear.
Exactly.
So
That's
getting
deep
to the
dive
bottom
stuff.
of it, yeah.
That's dark arts.
I remember Aunt T was showing me a video at the mountains of like the difference between like, I don't know, it was like 432 hertz and like 444 hertz or something like that. And the 400, it was like messing up the DNA in the music. Some about that. I don't know. It was like a 20-minute video. It was like, if the frequency's off, then your DNA is off, and that's why we're all getting like these diseases and crap. And then if it's right on, it like collects the DNA and it goes back in the slot, and that's where you hear like good music or I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. That's getting pretty deep. Yeah.
It's all confusing, but I still use my AirPods even though they work off of radiation. I don't care.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
If Elon Musk says it's okay.
Yeah, that dude.
I'm down.
Yeah, that dude. I like his.
If he told me to jump off a cliff, I would just run and leap.
Oh yeah, I've been waiting for the message. He won't text me
Shoot
back.
a flare up. I'll do it. It's the worst that can happen.
He'll tweet about
Elon
it.
Musk is such a double-edged sword for me because he's such a weird dude, but then he's like the purveyor of free speech on the internet that I'm always on. And so I go back and forth, and then I talk to my dad about him. He's like, he's a crook. He's getting subsidized. and then I'm like, but he's doing like things on the internet that is possibly going to save the internet.
Exactly.
Maybe I do kind of like his take on the large language model AI stuff that's going on too, because he was one of the original founders of OpenAI. And he was like on the board, and it was called OpenAI because it was supposed to be open source, and basically, so people had access to this, so that it wasn't used against people, because it's a super powerful tool. And they kick him off the board and close it up and make it for profit. And he's like, "What?" It was like one of his friends just like caught him all the way out. So now he's started this new one that'll actually say like non-woke stuff. It's kind of cool.
To lizard people.
Yeah, to the lizard people.
The lizards.
Yeah.
The lizards are here, and they're getting things done.
They've got to be. They're licking their eyeballs and stuff when you're not looking.
They are.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
You see it. He'll blink sideways sometimes.
Yeah, he does.
On
He's got
accident.
the 3 different
Remember
lids.
what I was telling you the other night
What
about
were you telling me?
this AI shit that I keep getting confused on.
What is?
Okay, so so you're looking at a reel or whatever, and it's a scantily clad lady of the evening,
Beautiful broad.
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, her skin's way too perfect. And then no shit, you see her eyes go sideways like a lizard, and I'm like, what? So my son tells me, dude, she's AI, Dad. That's not real. I'm like, what? No, I'm like, buddy. It's like, no, that's AI.
Yeah, you
So
got to
I'm
look
like-
at her fingers. They can't do
Yeah,
hands.
They can't do hands right now.
Well, I always Okay, so
He's busy looking at some other
He's like,
parts.
hold on, hold on.
now that I know what I'm looking for, I did notice like it'll get all herky jerky, and they never stop, like they're tweaking, like a methamphetamine trip. So maybe that's to cover up the flaws in the AI.
We can
to get him to act all
I'm
weird.
tweaking.
What's she doing? What's wrong with her?
Did you say like every day you were scrolling and like the same girl would get like more busty and more busty?
Yeah. I'm like, how does that happen?
Her jugs were growing by the day.
It's a double D one day and A the next. Like, how did she do that? He just like got a pump or something.
That's a new creation.
You remember the old? You guys are way too young to remember this, but back in my day and your dad's day, they had these Reebok pumps.
Oh, the shoes.
Yeah, you pumped them up.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
God, how do you remember that?
I don't know.
Well, now when they first came out, I grew up in a modest family. I couldn't afford those, so I had the Spud Webb variety, which was even cooler because he was closer to my height.
Say 5'3", whatever you are.
Well, at the time,
You had the super short
I
ones.
shot up a little bit later, but we couldn't afford the Nikes or the Reeboks, so we got the Spud Webbs.
Yeah.
Were they actually branded Spud Webbs?
Yes, Spud Webb. This was back when he was flying high, like playing way above the rim. But if you had Spud Webbs,
I don't know how way above the rim. I don't know if that dude ever got way
for a midget, yeah. I mean, come on.
For a midget.
Yeah.
Shout out to the 5'3" way above the rim people.
Yeah, those guys are doing it. They're getting up there. They're flying.
How the hell did it even get on a Reebok pump? How did we even get on a pump?
That's because
It's the
I don't know.
What came before Reebok
We were just
pump?
talking about AI.
It's capitalism. It keeps innovation going.
Got to keep the money flowing. Yep.
I remember the Reebok pumps. So
Reebok.
well, okay. Speaking of things that keep changing and getting worse every day, I've always had ads ever since ads on mobile devices started. You would get like these animated ads for mobile video games, and they keep getting crazier and crazier and crazier. To now, like I'll just be on a regular YouTube video. I don't even play video games on my phone, and it'll be like this zombie girl with her legs all the way open, and she's got this. She's got giant. No, there's a box in front of her. Yeah.
Box.
There's this
giant box.
but it's not hers.
A monstrous
It's
box.
not hers. It's this like clamp thing, and these guys
No,
are
it's
running
clamping.
towards it, and it's clamping, and she's puking into the box. She's puking into the box. The guys are tiny. They're getting shoved down this little hole, and then. This one guy, his number is high enough that he doesn't die when she pukes on him, so he shoves down the hole and then he starts running around, and then it turns into a completely different game. And then there's this troll with these giant knockers under the hole, and I was sitting there watching this like, what is this even an ad for? And it's an ad on YouTube. Like someone paid. It's got to pay. How much does an ad to run an ad on YouTube? And I've seen it multiple times.
So much.
Some. I don't know what does that even mean. Why am I seeing that? Why am I watching that?
It's hilarious that you're getting those types of ads. I'm getting like the same ads, but they're ripping my competitive spirit out of my body because it'll be like you said, there'll be dudes, like POV dude with a gun.
Yeah.
And then. There's a road and there's obstacles coming towards the guy
I've
with the gun.
seen those.
And he's shooting, and the obstacles have numbers on them, and you have to shoot the obstacles many times as it says that number. So you have to shoot it like 44 times before it gets to you, or you get like run over. And they always like there's these power-ups on the road, and they always avoid the good power-ups and don't shoot the thing all the way. Like they go to like 2 until it explodes, and he just moves over.
Yeah.
And it makes me want to download the game and like play it better.
I saw that ad on Twitter right when they added the community notes, and the community note said this ad. There was a community note on an ad, like,
ooh, that's cool.
and it said the game is absolutely nothing like this. This is completely false advertising. right under the ad.
It's a giant troll lady with giga knockers barfing into a box that
See,
little men are running
I
into.
just start on that ad.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
So really, you're not where I'm at yet.
Steven, he's saving
Because I'm like,
saving the
I didn't
ads.
see any video games.
He's screen recording the ad.
I wonder what size her breast will be tomorrow.
It won't be what it was today.
His son's like, Dad, that's not a real girl. That's cartoon. He's like, I don't think so, buddy.
Getting one over on me, buddy.
I've seen real women.
I was born at night, but it wasn't last night.
Look
son.
at her hand. Look at her hands, Dad. They're like
One's bigger than the other. She's got 3
they're all like
fingers.
together.
Oh,
She can't
God.
work right.
Nah, the only ads I get are V-Shred.
I
Look,
get some V shred too.
Once you go down that rabbit hole of losing weight, which I did this past year, all of this shit, that's all I get. V-Shred. This
Yep.
Vince
Oh
dude,
my God.
There's no way in hell he's eating a pizza the size of that damn trash can. Just buckets of ice cream. Come on, dude.
He's a he'll
Yeah.
get you though. Like when he first started advertising like crazy, I took his freaking quiz. He's got that quiz. He's like,
I did
got
too, and it just told me I was fat. I don't want to know what kind of fat I am.
And people who don't know what V-Shred is, he's this like fitness guy that has all these ads that are like, people tell you can't eat junk food and be a jacked
Bullshit.
you can't see a jacked bodybuilder. I got something to say about that.
It's called X-Black.
Yeah, and it's just him in his like beautiful kitchen eating a slice of pizza. He's like, I do this all day, every day, and he's just shredded.
And he's doing this. Don't do this.
Yeah. Don't work out
Yeah.
and eat right.
No.
Oh my
Just
God.
take my quiz
Take my quiz.
and then my pills
Mm-hmm.
that I'm selling at the end.
My V-Shred extra testosterone pills. That's all you need to do, though, is take a little bit of testosterone. You'll be just like him.
Yeah,
Testosterone.
just like Vince.
Is that his name?
The V, man.
V
Vince
is-
Van
the
Zant.
V
or
is
Vince
for
Van-
Vin.
That's messed
When we
up. Not
started
even
our
know this
YouTube
guy's
channel
name.
back
This is like a
in
dude?
2015.
That's him.
What's up, guys? We had no idea that we would end up where we are today. What's going on, guys? This is Vince with VShred.com.
It is Vince.
With over 2 million subscribers, over 150 million views.
I want to see him talking about eating a pizza.
Right, and it can be something as simple as you want to see your abs for the first time, or you.
I've heard that I was listening to a guy talking about how like this whole fitness YouTube thing that's going on. Like there's a whole community of these people, and they all are like just horrible. Like
Horrible humans, or
yeah. Like they're just trying to get views, and they're all copying each other, and they're not like coming up with anything new, and they're all like, it's like a strange group of people.
yeah, we called those bullshit artists back in
Yeah.
my day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a bunch of jargon.
Yeah, I used to run with a lot of those people.
You used to run with them?
With the bullshit artists.
Yeah. Oh shit, I was a leader of them.
You were?
Well, my initials are BS. I mean, they are.
They are?
Yeah,
They're
Billy
not.
Steven is my name.
Oh really?
Really?
Yeah, BS.
BS?
They actually used to call you. I know you've probably heard your mom and dad, Uncle Dobby used to. He'd say BS, BS. So if you've ever heard that, that's where it came from.
Was he struggling?
Yes.
Struggling?
That's just what Dobby called him, you know.
Oh
Uncle
my
BS.
God. So why do you go by Steven?
Because he's Billy.
Because he's
And
Bill?
that my mom was already confused enough with me around.
Oh.
If she, had to yell the same name,
Mm.
Plus I had, a pretty bad case of ADD. That wasn't going to help me.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
I feel like we all have a little bit of ADD
Oh,
sometimes.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
the human condition, really.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially nowadays with I got everything popping up on my phone, my notifications just constantly all day. There's no reason to not have ADD.
Yeah.
It kind of feeds it, makes it worse.
It does.
Well, if
A
you're
lot
where
worse.
I was in the starting point, that makes it a lot worse.
Yeah, no, it's no good. It's no good. The phone keeps making me so angry, and I was thinking about this just this week. Like, I don't even know how I would not keep my phone on me, which is so weird. Like, I'm so hooked on it. I don't even want to think about, like, leaving it at home. And my brain tells me little things like, what if it's an emergency and someone needs to contact you and blah, blah, blah. Like, when does anybody ever contact me for an emergency? Like, once every couple years I'll get like an actual really like you had to be there phone call, maybe. But my brain is like working it in, like it's totally an addiction. You can't even leave it. I was thinking about like when I go to work, just leaving my phone at home. Especially now I got this watch that can do music on it, so I don't have any. The music thing is completely gone. I can just listen to it on my watch. All my watch does is the time. It can track workouts and it plays music.
Oh, shit, my entire house wrapped up with this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of it too.
Yeah.
So I'll be sitting in a room doing this.
Yeah.
Now the women in the house plus my son, they all have the phone.
Yeah.
They're all Apple people.
Yep.
My wife was the last convert. She gave me her old Google Pixel phone. So they're all, and she still does not like Apple, but she has to have it due to her work, like some stuff that won't run through her old phone.
Right.
But they're all tied in like with a watch.
Yep.
I'm like, if I could take that phone and throw it in the river and live, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Oh, I know.
Because I mean, your work get in touch with you anytime. Email, whatever. They just nonstop text you. I mean, it's savage.
I know.
Yeah.
We're 22 and 24, and we feel the exact same way.
Now think how I feel. I mean, you guys are growing up in this and don't know any different. If you would have told me we'd have had a device like that 20 years ago, I'd have laughed in your face.
A supercomputer in your pocket.
A supercomputer.
A supercomputer.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane, and the thing about it that's the most insane to me is that these programmers are programming everything so that it taps into your like reward center of your brain.
Yeah, that dopamine rush.
Yeah. They're making it on purpose to be addictive.
Yeah.
Because of course they are, because they want their program to work. It's not even really a malicious thing they're doing. It's just like the apps that work, the software that works is the software that's gamified and exciting to use. So of course they're going to make it like that. It's just so frustrating as a consumer of it, where you're just addicted to your freaking phone all day. All these apps pop up. You get these they time the little notifications, perfect time where you're going to come into the app anyway. So here, you want to see this on the app? You want to see it? And you're like, yeah, I do.
And you know how they do it?
How?
Frequencies.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, we're right back to it.
Yep.
Wait, how did they do it with the frequency?
I do not know.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, it feels right.
Yeah.
I'm at a point in my life where frequency just feels right.
Yeah, it's a
Vibration,
good word.
It just feels right.
It's a good word.
If I could explain it, I'd make a lot more money than I do. I make good money. I'd make a lot more if I could explain frequency. I mean, like, on normal terms.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about that, and I can't think about it too well.
Well, I mean, like the whole way the phone communicates is microwave radiation, which
microwaving us.
Which is just frequencies flying through the air all the time. Can't see them. Phone can read them.
Well, that means that several people understand them. The frequency.
Well, they understand that like the antennas and how all that stuff works, but they don't know what the implications of it are.
I wonder what they are.
And your brain is nothing but a big receiver.
Uh-huh.
Guts inside your brain, that's what it is. It's a great big antenna.
Yeah.
All of that shit coming straight to the dome.
Yeah, that dang giant zombie lady with the box. I received that pretty well.
I know. This is like the amount of billions of dollars of infrastructure and like innovation just for me to watch my tiny, beautiful supercomputer broadcast a picture of a zombie box woman into my face because I'm trying to watch some YouTube
little
video.
Men climbing into her box.
Yeah.
And her puking on him.
Just billions of dollars and hundreds of years of human innovation for that. That's what we get.
Sometime next week, zombie box is going to pop into my head. And when it comes out of my mouth, it's going to be like sewage.
I don't even know how to look it up.
And I'm not going to know where it came from.
Zombie was just sewage.
I hope it's not in one of my meetings or anything, but zombie box. I'll have stuff pop in my head all the time. This is the ADD thing again, man. Because I have all these Zoom meetings I have to be on, and I'm trying to damn do design work and listen to someone else's bullshit where I say 2 words the entire meeting. Hello, goodbye. Half of them, but I have to be on the meeting just in case they need me.
What?
So I'm trying to process all this stuff. And that's when things start creeping into your head. And you're not realizing that maybe I didn't unclick mute.
Yeah.
And I'll say something really, really stupid. And then you'll see that one person who does have their camera on. It's a woman.
Classic.
And she'll, like she's clutching her pearls. And I'm like, shit.
Giant-breasted puking zombie box.
Yeah. I don't know what zombie box was. No, that's not a new toilet lady. No, it's not what I'm specifying.
Oh my gosh. So what are you doing for work? What does your job look like?
Busy.
Busy?
Oh my God. The last 2 years have been nuts.
What do you do?
Engineer. I'm on the plumbing side. We do mostly apartment work. So we do the mechanical, electrical, plumbing, fire alarm system, low voltage, all of that. And I run the plumbing department.
So you plan where the crap is going to go?
Mm-hmm.
Brick.
Calculations, high-end math that I did not do in school.
Classic.
Thank God for Excel.
Yeah. Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the one time we did a project and Caterpillar came to sponsor our project, and everyone was like asking them all these questions, and they were just like 2 dudes who work at Caterpillar, and they're like, I mean, I don't know. And all these kids are like, there's all those like really try hard kids studying, and they're like, what do I need to know? What else that I haven't learned? What do I need to know? And they're like, we didn't know anything when we graduated. They're like, we learned everything we needed. We just started needing to do it. and then they just left. And we're like, they're all like, what do we do? I don't know how to. And I'm just like, that's what I was hoping for. Because I haven't been learning anything.
Yeah. It's crazy to watch young people come in. They've got all the book sense in the world.
Yeah.
But they don't really understand. College is there to teach you how to solve problems.
Yeah.
When you get in the real world, here's how you really learn how to do it. Mm-hmm. But they're dumbfounded. They're basically worthless as shit for 8 months.
That's awesome.
I mean, honestly, they're doing what you could probably teach a monkey to do. A trunk monkey. A trunk monkey.
Now let's explain. Let's explain to the viewers exactly what a trunk monkey is.
That does sound just insanely racist for no reason, and it's not. I promise it's not.
No.
You got to Google
a
this
trunk
one,
monkey. Let me see if I can.
It's a
pull
new
it up here.
self-defense system.
Are you installing these in the apartment complex?
Yes. Just hit the red button.
Trunk monkeys.
But only hit it if you mean it.
Pour out.
Yeah. This is the greatest video. I thought of you guys when I saw it.
Let's go.
Is it this?
Yes. This is great.
There's a monkey in the trunk.
Hold on, this is the end of it.
The trunk monkey theft retrieval system.
Damn.
Because sometimes getting your car back is simply not enough.
There's
Another
a whole
revolutionary
No, there's a whole thing. That's the end of it. There's like 5 more before it.
Oh my god.
So there's got to be a longer one.
This is a compilation.
The monkey.
here.
Maybe that's it. Yeah.
Came out of the front of the car.
Happened about a month ago. I was driving my new truck home from the bingo and it just died. Now, next thing I know, I seen this bright light up in the sky. Then aliens was everywhere.
The monkey is taking the aliens out.
So I'm glad I bought a truck with a trunk monkey.
The trunk monkey, an out-of-this-world idea you'll only find at Suburban Auto Group.
My car?
$85.
You said 75 earlier.
That was in. Now,
I just walked 5 miles.
and I hope them shoes you got on's comfortable.
Oh, he's about to get monkeyed.
It's a big button.
It's got the monkey button.
Oh, the monkey's driving? Oh, he's a good driver.
That monkey can drive.
The Trunk Monkey Auto Recovery System, only at Suburban Auto Group.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a racist
Look, this
commercial.
is great. Yeah. Look, he said, "You little shits."
Oh, the Pontiac.
He's getting ready to go to that ass. Look at him.
The trunk monkey. The revolutionary idea you'll only find one place. Suburban Auto Group.
Man, that's a fantastic idea.
To work, I spilled hot coffee on my lap, and I lost control of my car.
The monkey's doing first aid.
Shock advised. Stand clear.
No. For the most part, I'm glad that I bought a car with
A trunk monkey.
monkey.
Now, I redact my
A
original
life-saving
statement about
idea.
midgets. Monkeys are way funnier.
Monkeys are awesome. Monkeys are probably my favorite animal. I just absolutely love what they do. Have you seen the orangutan driving the golf cart?
I don't think so. But I did see
here.
Every Which Way But Loose.
I haven't seen that. Wait, I know there's a monkey in it. I haven't seen it though.
He's an orangutan.
Orangutan.
You do not call him a monkey.
I love the orangutans.
He's got
because
12 ribs.
12 ribs.
An orangutan has 12 ribs, like you and I.
This video is called Driving to the Banana Store.
Yeah, look at this guy.
Oh, yeah, that's straight up. Oh, my God, they're playing Fleetwood Mac.
They are.
Look at him holding the top of the golf cart. Like he's just relaxed.
He's got a Marlboro Red. Take a sip of whiskey.
I like how she drives around the zoo and she's looking at all the animals like she's like the janitor or something.
Yeah.
Apparently she's like an elderly orangutan that saw the she just saw the golf cart one time and wanted to drive it so bad, and so they let her.
This is like a regular deal. She drives all day.
At the softball batting cages.
I don't know what I would do if we're out on the course or something, or at the zoo, and an orangutan
Just came up.
It was just cruising by,
Chilling. Just like you and I.
just like us. I think I might cry out of joy.
So if you could come back as any animal in a second life, what would it be?
That's a tough one. I'll probably be a bird.
I would too.
Probably be an eagle. Or
Peregrine falcon.
I like that.
Yeah,
Fastest bird
they're
in
the
the world.
fastest bird of prey. They're
I knew
small, smaller than like the bigger birds, but they're the fastest, and they can just toy with any bird. They're not afraid of anything.
No, they're badass.
Yeah, they're so fast.
They're missiles.
How fast do they go?
What
I
kind of
think-
bird? You know, a crow or a parrot?
For me?
Yeah,
said
he'd be a
bird.
chickadee or something.
Yeah, I think I'd choose probably chicken. They lay a lot of eggs.
It's short life. Yeah.
They
yeah,
could-
give me an what?
See, I'm going way different.
Peregrine
I'm going
Falcon.
octopus.
Octopus is good.
I would
Ooh,
love
you'd be
that,
solving-
or
yeah.
a praying
They're
mantis.
like the wizard of the sea.
You'd be a prey mantis.
They're mean.
I mean, I'm only
They're
going to get
mean.
to mate one time before she eats my head off. But
Yeah,
if you watch, a praying mantis fuck some shit up.
yeah.
I mean,
they're powerful. They're scary.
I mean, they're ruthless.
if
They're
they were
savages.
big, if they were the size of even like a small dog, they would be so terrifying. Like the size of a house cat, they would be
I
unstoppable.
mean, they just
Saw
grab
right
it
through
and
the
like
wall.
grind it up,
Yeah,
man. They're
yeah,
prey
yeah.
and just eat it and embarrass it. And
Yeah. Gus,
Oh,
make
it's-
a guess. Miles per hour. How fast can a peregrine falcon dive?
218.
It's 240.
Ooh, that's fast,
That's-
dude.
that's Bugatti.
So
that's Bugatti level.
fast.
That is.
How do you even get to that speed? You only weigh like, what does it weigh? It's got a 4-foot wingspan as an adult. It weighs 3.3 pounds as a female or 2.2 pounds as a male.
Like, and they can dive at 240 miles an hour.
240 miles per hour. And they're regal looking. They look cool. They're an awesome bird.
Do you imagine being a little bird just minding your own business,
And you just,
and then all of a sudden,
yeah, just
It's
the
over.
speed of sound you get taken out by a bird of
Yeah.
prey.
Dang, how does it get through the air that fast? You think it wouldn't?
I could run the calculations.
Look
for
at
you
it.
if I
Look
really
at it.
wanted
Yeah.
to, but
It looks like
that's
need
not
to see-
plumbing.
I need
That's
to see
not
the-
plumbing.
It looks like a stealth bomber or something.
Oh, it
Look
does.
at that. That's a thing of beauty.
That thing is awesome.
Dang, boy.
You know,
It's
that's
made
the,
for speed. Look at
that's
it.
the, mascot of the Bowling Green.
That is?
Yeah. I got a buddy who went to Bowling Green.
And they're the peregrine?
It's a Paraquin. What is it?
Peregrine
Falcon.
Peregrine.
Because he used to always, talk shit about peregrine falcons, and that's where what's his name? It was a guy that coached Ohio State.
This is a
Urban Meyer.
He started at Bowling Green.
This is a peregrine falcon versus a pigeon.
God, I loved it. It's got a British voice doing this.
Yeah, me too. Makes me all amped up.
It just sounds more educated.
Dang, he's got a big chest.
Let's see what he does.
Oh, there he goes.
Look, he goes into this little...
Look at his feet.
Yeah, they're so aerodynamic.
How about that cameraman?
I know. How does he get that? His eyes are like telescopes. He can see everything.
Yeah, you're about to see what happens.
I want to see it so bad.
Man, pigeons suck, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're dirty, filthy animals.
Yeah. Rat birds.
Passenger pigeons were cool.
Yeah, you ride
But
them.
they're a different breed. Look, he's about
Oh,
to
here we
get it.
go. He's doing a little death spin.
Yeah, he's oh shit.
How did
They
get
strapped your
they
camera
got
on?
a GoPro on the... No wonder he's slow. He's got a GoPro on his back.
God, if y'all only knew what I was seeing right now.
What is this real?
This is not
He's so...
like my eyes.
I want to see him do 240.
Yeah, that's not 240.
No, this is probably because it's so casual.
He's running on 6 cylinders.
To catch a pigeon, it's like too easy.
Yeah. Oh,
He
yeah.
just...
That's second gear.
They maybe
Oh.
should have trashed the GoPro footage.
Yeah, the GoPro footage is bad. They're over dramatizing this a lot. That's CGI for sure right there.
Yeah, they could have made it a lot shorter.
Dang, is it?
I'm gonna be pissed if they don't show this bird eating this
Yeah.
If this pigeon gets away, I'm be pissed.
No, yeah.
That's such a cool bird. Oh my gosh. All right, let's watch a real video. Here's a real video. Here's a real video.
Freaking right.
This is the music is crazy. That's a falcon versus a heron.
Oh my.
Oh yeah, the heron looks like it's moving in slow motion.
He's like, this is it. This is it.
The heron looks so awkward in the air. Oh, he's got to him. He's grabbing him. Ooh, bank up, bank up.
Are you kidding me?
I want to see him get
Are there
something.
no videos of them because they're so fast?
Peregrine Falcon, I want to see him dive. Incredible rare footage. Let's see if it's good. Oh, it's this. I hate this crap where it's just like, I just want to see him go boom.
What is this crap? What's going on?
It's just like they have to talk about it for 7 minutes. We're out in the Everglades looking for an iguana. The iguana is an invasive species here, so we're going to have to tell you about 30 more minutes about iguanas before we can show you one working its magic. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Damn. What are those big lizards? The
The
ones
Komodo
that take
dragon?
down a deer, like they
dragon,
bite them and just
yeah.
walk off and sleep.
Yeah, they just suck
Wait
them down.
for his spit to kill him or whatever.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
like it.
they're venomous.
I mean,
Yeah,
and
those
then he
things
just
kill
come and
people.
he lifts this deer up and swallows him in like
Yeah.
me eating a moon pie. Just
Yeah,
Three
those
bites
things
and
are
this
not.
deer
Yeah, those
is
things are
gone.
not normal. And now in the Everglades, you've got like mostly invasive species, and some of the things that they found. I heard this could be false. This could be fake news I'm spreading right now, but I don't really care because it's awesome and bad. I heard that they found Nile crocodiles in Florida, which is like really bad because they could kill anything in Florida. Like anything is not
Those are the
standing
big
a chance.
ones, right?
Yeah, like an alligator. You could, one crocodile could take on probably 70 alligators, and just they're so big. I heard this. Let me see if I can find something to
Nile
back it up.
crocodile? They swam over from Africa?
No, it would be somebody had
Some
one.
jackass had one
Yeah.
as a pet. And then, he got his first job up in Tennessee. Didn't want to keep his Nile crocodile he had in his dorm
crocodile
room.
Yeah, they
ate 'em.
found Croczilla. That's what it is, Croczilla. They found Croczilla sunbathing in the Florida Everglades.
See, those dudes are arrogant.
The
The way they
dude's
just sit there
recording
with
it?
their
yeah.
mouth open. Just
Oh, I
arrogance.
know.
How dare you?
Yeah, but crocodiles, apparently, like, they don't... You can't, like... You see people with alligators, like, smacking them on the top of the head and stuff. Apparently, it's, like, not... You can't do that to a crocodile. They'll just rip your face off. They don't care. They don't slow down. They just get you.
Yeah.
They're scary animals. It's crazy you still can do brute force, like, and win as an animal in the animal kingdom. Like, we haven't figured it out yet. We don't know how to beat those things in hand-to-hand yet.
Well, lions aren't brute force. They're just freaking. They're cats.
Yeah, they get their women to do it.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
they
run after. Oh God, they're
might
cool.
be the best. Yeah.
The cat. I think the cats are the best predator.
Yeah, well, what is it? What was you telling me about scaling up a house cat would be like...
Yeah.
They'd be the most powerful hunter on the planet if you just took a house cat and exactly scaled him up to the size of, like,
If you made a house
dog.
cat like 120 pounds,
Yeah, that
it
thing would be...
It would be the apex predator on the planet.
Well, are they going to be that much dumber
Probably.
than they
Yeah.
are as
Probably.
a small cat?
Yeah, it's true.
Because those things will take out, like, a house cat that doesn't have to hunt at all will take down, like, 30 birds a month. Just little birds in the tree. Somehow gets them.
And a lot of times they'll just do it for meanness.
Yeah, they don't
Like,
eat
they
'em.
aren't going to eat it. I got steak in the
I
house.
got my kibble. I'm not eating a
I'm not
bird.
eating
Are
this
you kidding me?
filthy-ass bird. I'm
But
just
I am
going
gonna
to
kill it.
can.
That's what our cat did. We had a cat that lived
Just
in
killed
here.
out of meanness?
Yeah, and he was just up in the tree and would just kill birds, bring them in here, and leave them.
He's programmed to do that.
Yeah, you'd see him up in the tree. You'd see eyes and you'd be like, "That's Dash in the tree."
With a bird in his mouth. Yeah.
We had one of those bird feeders. It's probably like 4.5, 5 feet off the ground on a steel pole, just like a simple bird feeder. I would watch the cat sit there, like in ready to jump thing, right under the bird feeder, so deathly still. And the second a bird came by that was like a little bit slower or didn't see her, she would spring up, just grab it right out of the bird feeder, like a huge jump.
It's crazy to watch how patient they are.
They are.
I mean, a cat, I guess it makes sense because they are lazy.
Yeah, they are.
But really, they're just patient.
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
We came home one time to that same cat batting in Copperhead. Like, batting the side of the Copperhead's face, and every time the Copperhead striked at her,
He's 2 seconds behind.
She jumped way up in the air, lands back down, smacks him a couple more times,
Did it again.
jumps, and then you see, like, the Copperhead strikes. Like, to the human eye, it looks like the Copperhead striking late.
He looks stupid doing
Yeah, he
it.
does. He looks so
it's
dumb.
crazy. Like,
And we're like, we shoot her away. We got the Copperhead with a shovel, and then we were like checking her to make sure she didn't get bit. She was fine. She was just licking herself. Like, had a great time today playing with
Play with a Copperhead.
extremely venomous snake. Just
I know the reaction time is like a millisecond faster, which is like so much in the animal
In
kingdom.
the animal kingdom, yes.
she was smacking it in the side of its head. Like,
playing with it.
this thing wins every fight except that one.
Hey, Indians got that reaction time too, because you seen the dude smack the cobra.
Smack that.
I've never understood that.
Smack the cobra on that. Gah!
Like, half my nightmares in my life have been about cobra snakes.
Cobras are scary. They got that weird flappage going on. They look like they should be, a mummy or something.
And my dreams are all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, I could be dreaming about a cobra snake one minute, and the next minute I'm dreaming about a plow mule I had that I won in a poker game, and he won't plow.
Good for nothing.
He's ranked, so I can't ride him. And I'm like, well, what good is this? Is this damn donkey gonna do me if he won't plow? and I can't ride
It
him.
sounds like a real story. It doesn't sound like a dream.
You're so
I wanna
agitated.
So you know, I'm battling a cobra snake again.
Back to the cobra.
Want to plow a mule in a
Yeah.
poker game, and it's too stinky to ride, and it won't plow, so you battle a cobra snake.
Man, it's a lot going on up there, bro.
Yeah, there is.
Oh my god, that is hilarious. I don't have
But
any...
I'll have that dream all the time. It's not a one-off.
That's why he's so mad about it. He's
Yeah.
so fired up because it's
Yeah,
like,
there's that damn
again?
mule again.
I hate
Still
this
haven't
thing.
learned how to plow.
Still hasn't learned.
Bring on the snake.
It's been like 5 years in dream world
It's like,
time.
look, I'm busy.
Yeah.
I got something else to dream about later. Just bring the snake in.
Staring out of his window at his unplowed fields.
Yeah.
The stinky
And
donkey
that's why
standing
the
there.
cobra's in, because it's the field's junked up.
That's so funny. Your Egyptian fields with all the cobras. Oh my god. So you for the past little while you've been texting me and gassing up these stories of yours, and I need to hear them. And I need to hear them from front to back.
Root to toot.
Root to toot.
What kind of stories do you want to hear?
I want to hear the good ones.
I've got a million.
Well, tell us the one that you were at our house the other day. And
Yeah,
you
I've
were
heard
trying
some.
to tell us this story, and we said we're not listening to you before you get on the pod.
The toad venom. Yeah.
The toad venom. Okay, let's do the. I'm really interested in the toad venom.
Now, chemically, it's called 5-MeO-DMT.
Which us kids we hear a lot about.
Yes, when I do not recommend you doing this. Let's get that on the table.
Okay.
So, this chemical is actually found in everything.
I
knew
heard it.
nothing
Isn't it
about
dormant in your
It's
head?
in your lungs, in your brain. So a lot of, you hear a lot of Hindus get into breathing when they meditate.
Yeah, right.
Well, they can go to this place that this chemical takes you by breathing. It releases it from the lungs.
What the world?
But it's in plants. It's common in this river toad. It's a river toad and a Sonoran desert toad, which is where it comes from. It's a defense mechanism for the frog. But Native Americans have been using this, for thousands of years. This is how they connect, to that spirit world or whatever.
Okay.
So I'm over on the island, drum fishing. We're sitting around, and I'd never heard of this stuff before. Knew what DMT was, but I didn't know what this specific type of DMT was. So we're sitting around. It's probably 8 o'clock at night. Fish aren't biting. We've got a campfire going, and this island is, you remember it when you went over from a kid.
Mm-hmm.
It's as dark as it can be over there.
Yeah, right.
So we've got a campfire. We're just, a bunch of guys around shooting the crap, and this guy I've known for probably 25 years. I always knew him. His name was Pez. Native American, Mexican,
Pez?
Pez.
P-E-Z?
Whatever Pez means in Hispanic. I never even knew his name. Everybody's always called him Pez. Pez Rojo or something. So, but I never knew he was a shaman. Never, and I've known this guy since I was, your age now.
Yeah.
Never knew that. Never thought to ask. I mean, you walk up to someone, hey, are you a shaman? No, I'm an electrician. It's not anything he ever offered up in conversation.
Yeah.
But this guy's looking at me, and he says, man, I can tell something's eating you up. And I'm like, oh, it's, nothing in particular. I'm like, why would somebody even ask that?
Yeah.
But he could see it. He even told me, he's like, man, I can see it. I don't know if it's an aura or the hell ever. So I'm like, okay. So we're down there baiting up, and now I'm thinking about it. So I'm like, what do you mean when you? I said, yeah. I said, I'm probably going through some stuff, midlife crisis. Where are you going? Where have you been? Were you a good dad? Were you a good son? A good husband?
Right.
This stuff 50-year-old men go through. you know, and he's like, yeah, it's eating you up. He said, I can help you. Well, how are you going to help me? Help me with that. Do I even need help? So he had asked me had I ever heard of bufo. And I'm like, no. This face tells me, yeah, bufo. This is the toad. So he starts explaining it to me, how it can help. And it basically, it kind of rewires your brain, which we're going to get to that point in a second. That's the very interesting point of this. So I had no time to, research this stuff. I'm like, whatever. So I'm like, sure. He said, if you want to do a ceremony with me, I have a tent down the beach. And if I didn't know this guy, I would have been like, I'm just going to fish tonight. But I knew him and something told me to trust it. So I was like, yeah. So it's probably about 12:31 a.m. I get up and I go down. He's got a campfire built right where his tent was. So I get out, sit down, we're having a beer, relaxing, just talking. And, he starts explaining to me what this stuff is, what it does. And so he's like, you're going to experience ego death. I said, ego death? So what the hell is that? He said, well, it's death. Death of your ego. You're not going to die. You're going to feel what it would feel like to die, like what happens when you die. Mm-hmm. So your body actually releases this chemical when you, for real, pass away. It floods your body. That's why you go into this light that you see. Mm-hmm. So, I'm not nervous or anything. I'm like, I'll do it. I trust him 100%. So he says, so what we'll do is, he said, you smoke it through like a little vaporizer. It's not a pen. It's like a little glass bulb. It's got a tube coming out of it. So he lights it up and it fills up in this bulb. You inhale it, hold it, blow it out. You have to hold it for about 20 seconds, as long as you can. Blow it out, and then the magic is supposed to happen. So he says, he starts explaining to me what a breakthrough is. He's like, the whole purpose of this is to have a breakthrough. You want to go as far as the medicine will take you. It's like if you don't at least attempt that, you're probably not, you're doing yourself a disservice. So I'm like, yeah, let's go to the abyss. Yeah. If I'm going to do this, if I'm going to smoke this shit, let's go to the abyss.
So where did this guy get this stuff?
So he told me, he's like, I do not give bufo to white people.
Dang.
He says it's a cultural thing. I reserve it for Native Americans because it's a sacred toad to them. He said, but what I will give you is a synthetic. He says it's a lot cleaner. It'll be probably a better experience for you. So I'm like, cool.
So you didn't actually get the real toad venom?
Not the toad venom. No.
He went racist on you?
Yeah.
He went racist
Imagine
on you?
that.
Didn't give you the real toad?
Yeah, it was DEI. DEI was incorporated into the company.
Rick.
Yeah. So he says, so what I'm going to do is give you a handshake dose to start with. He said, that's just kind of to introduce you to what it tastes like. He said, it's not bad. It's a little like burnt plastic, but it'll smell like that. He said, but it's not harsh. But this will get you used to it so it's not a surprise. And then you'll start feeling, the effects of it. So I'm like, cool. So he gave me the little handshake dose and feel real relaxed, like you got a good weed buzz or, drink a couple bottles of wine. You're warming up. So, he kind of talks you through that. Now that you're relaxed, he kind of lets it take effect. You're a little more relaxed now. You're ready for a little more of the medicine. Mm-hmm. So he bumps it up to just under the threshold before breakthrough. This is where it gets real interesting. So, and I'm doing good now. I'm like, yeah. He's like, I think you're going to do real well. You held that fine. You should be good. So he's got this crazy music playing, like, I couldn't even explain what the hell it is. Some kind of indie stuff or drums, whistles, just the whole thing, sage burning.
Was it like music that didn't have rhythm?
It was chaotic.
It was like chaotic.
Yeah.
Like a lot
something
of...
you would hear in the Amazon.
Interesting.
But he says that helps the journey, whatever the frequency, whatever
Yeah,
it helps
yeah.
the journey that you go through. So I'm starting to get into it now. I'm like, I'm starting to take it serious. This is not a fun thing. It's a serious thing.
Yeah, right.
So I take the second hit, and then that's when the visuals come in. And this is not a very visual psychedelic, not at the overload dose. Not like regular DMT, that where you see the crazy aliens and, frogmen and reptiles and shit. So now I'm starting to see some kaleidoscopes, feeling really good, starting to feel disoriented a little bit. So then he's like, are you good to go for the big load? So I'm like, yeah.
Ready for the big load, Doc.
He loads it up, fills it up, and I'm just shit. He could hit me with a crowbar and I wouldn't have cared. So he's like, you really have to hold this one in and you'll have a breakthrough. So evidently I was in a good place. So I suck it in, hold it for 20 seconds, blow it out. Now I'm sitting like Indian style.
What is Indian style?
Just
crisscross.
Like crisscross applesauce, whatever.
You're just on the beach?
Yep.
Crisscross applesauce.
Yep.
Okay.
Campfire right beside us. As I come back, you remember Doctor Strange, the movie? You've seen Doctor Strange?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the first one. Yeah.
When he gets cocky with what was her Sorcerer Supreme or whatever.
Yeah, the bald lady.
And she goes, boom, and knocks him out of his
body.
Happens. Yeah. Whoa. You basically fall back and you come out of your body. You feel this. Okay, let me back up. You feel this intense vibration coming up through the earth. It's just like this ramping up. You feel this energy coming up through your body, like rapid, like it's really getting real quick. And that's when you start realizing, I cannot stop this. It's going to happen. There's no calling time out. You got to accept it. And he had told me, he's like, when you start going, when this happens, you need to let go. He said, it's very important that you let go. Easy for him to say.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I'm like, just let it go like Elsa?
Yeah.
Okay. No.
Like, what the frick does that mean?
So when I'm going back, I don't know if you've ever come out of your body before, but like had a high fever or something. That's a terrifying thing.
I've never been out. I've been in here the whole time.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you something. It's a different experience. And this is accelerated. When you come out, it's like it sucks you through space, out of your body, and boom, your ass is gone. You basically disappear. You just watch it like everything's gone. The room, beach, the world, everything. You're in the blackest black void that you could, and there's no visuals, no reference, nothing.
Weird.
You are dead.
But you're still sitting up, like you're not falling.
Oh no. You wouldn't even know. I could have been in that ocean. Nothing. There's nothing left of you.
When you like boofed, did you like see yourself like sitting on the beach?
When I fell back,
yeah,
you see yourself come out of your body, but it happens so rapidly. Then it just deteriorates. Everything around you is just gone. You're gone, and everything now is pure consciousness. You don't know who you are. You can't hear. Everything's that telepathic, You hear things in your head communicating with you, but not, through voice or sound. So that's when you realize, oh shit, I'm dead. I'm dead.
Yeah.
And this is the place where people that have a lot of trauma in their life, they deal with a lot of shit. I don't know if you've ever seen the videos of people that do this. Mm-hmm. They'll like shake violently, like scream, some of them, because they're going through sheer terror, because this stuff finds If you've got things buried in your past, it will find it and make you face it. But the quicker you learn to let go, and there's no time when you're in here. There's no all your senses are gone. There's no place, time, nothing. You have no concept of time. You're just in infinity. Awareness is all it is. You just exist. That's hard to describe. There's no way to describe it.
It's hard for us normies to
well, no, there's no word. I mean, there's no word for it.
Yeah, right.
It's an intuitive thing. It's all feeling. So I broke through pretty quick. I don't know if it was just I heard something tell me, or I didn't stay in this black very long. I saw some like little colored things, and the next thing I know, I'm shot out of a cannon into this star. It's the brightest white light that comes out of nowhere. You're just like somebody put you in a gun and fired you into the brightest star you could ever see. You're just immersed in this white light. And it's kind of, the feeling is kind of like being like a drop of water, and now you're the ocean. Like you fell into this light as a drop of light, and now you are the light.
Whoa.
And it's this oneness people talk about, connective. It does. That's the feeling that everything comes from that one source, this light. It's almost like all of this is a shell. Mm-hmm. You unzip it, pull it back, and light comes out. That's what this experience is like. And you just, boom. That's what happens to you when you pass away. You go into this light. Now, what happens beyond that, this stuff doesn't take you that deep. It just takes you into the light. But when you're in there, you know everything. This is the odd thing. There's nothing else to know. You know all knowledge. You are this one thing. Everything, you're a squirrel, that bottle, everything. Everything's connected. You are it. It is you. And you just exist. It's like complete bliss. I can't even explain how euphoric it is, because you don't even care. You know, you're not even thinking about, I just died anymore. It's almost like that's where you're supposed to be. And this is the trip. When this is over, I'm going to go trip and go back into, Steve's body.
Yeah, right.
And, what you've basically done when you go through that light is you've killed your ego. Does that mean you killed it for the rest of your life? Hell no. Ego is always going to be with you. But when you come out of it, you understand what it really means. But this whole thing is like 20 minutes tops.
That's insane.
But it feels like, like I said, there's no concept of time. You don't even know. I could have been in there 1,000 years and I wouldn't have known the difference. I was just in this light. And then I remember laughing. Back when I was coming out, I could start to get my senses back. I could just hear myself laughing, because I was like, all the shit that I've worried about in 52 years was all a friggin' joke. There was nothing to worry about, ever. There's nothing to worry about. And it's like, I can't believe it. I can't believe that's all it is. You almost feel like this light is laughing, not at you, but with you. Like, I told you, there's nothing to worry about. So when you're coming back, when you come out of it, that's the trippiest part, because you can't understand was I just there, and now I'm back looking at stars, and the guy Pez is over me, this big grin on his face, because he knows. He's like, well, welcome back, brother. And I'm like, dude, I just reached up and gave him this big hug. I was like, dude, thank you. Thank you for what you just gave me. And the afterglow of it, like, everything's more vivid. I could hear things I would have never heard. Now, I'm not talking about crazy frequencies. Things like you might not have paid attention to a bird chirping in the back. I could hear everything around me. The ocean was clearer. The wind, I could hear the wind better. It was weird. And now this is nighttime, so I'm not seeing, a lot of daytime colors. But for weeks, maybe even months, I could see things so much clearer, like different colors, brighter, more vivid colors. I heard they call that the afterglow of it. And it, it sticks with you for a while. But what this stuff does is it basically sticks you through a grinder and rewires your brain. Because the way your brain works, it goes from here back to here. Visual brain. It just communicates. The rest of your brain out here you don't use it. So what this stuff does is it kind of cuts the cord in the middle, makes your brain think this way and that way. When you're on in this chemical, that's where awareness comes from. So what it does is it's almost like your computer when it runs like shit and you do an update. And all of a sudden, things magic start happening where things were screwing up. That's kind of what this stuff does. It's a reboot of your brain. That's why you see things clearer and because it's cleared out all that cabbage that was going on in your head. That's why a lot of this stuff it heals a lot of soldiers. I don't know if you guys have read about it, but
I've heard a lot about it.
It's like keeping them from blowing their brains out.
Yeah.
And heroin addicts will go in and come out and they won't even touch the stuff anymore because it's rewiring their brain.
Ooh. They're doing they're using ketamine and psilocybin for treating depression. Mm-hmm. And they're having people go, especially with the psilocybin, they're having people who have been on all the meds you can get from Pfizer. Nothing's ever worked. They've had years of clinical depression and they go in for one treatment.
Yeah.
Psilocybin treatment, and they're good. And they haven't been bad. The test was 1 or 2 years ago. So people aren't even coming back. They're like, no. I don't need any. I'm fine. I'm good. Yeah. I'm not depressed. Just from one treatment of this. And that's not
crazy
even
how it works,
DMT. This magic mushrooms.
Yeah.
They're getting better. It's like doing something. I don't know.
No, it's that big battle with Big Pharma, man.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're going to be able to, hold this off because it's obvious that it's helping a lot of people. And it's, if people could get away from the word psychedelic, it's such a stupid word.
It is.
Because all you think about it, and I used to be this way. I was unintelligent and I did LSD when I was younger. I did it one time,
mm-hmm.
did mushrooms a few times, but I saw it as just a means of tripping balls.
Yeah.
Never thought of it as something that would help people. But once I went through this experience, I got it.
Yeah.
At that point, I'm like, shit, the damn hippies were right all along. We gave them all this shit, shook our fingers at them, and they were.
Yeah, but the hippies still suck.
Yeah, they suck in some ways, but
they're the mule that can't plow.
Yeah, they're the
and they stink.
Stinky plow mule.
Stinky no plowing mule. Yeah.
Wow, that's deep. That's as deep as you can go without.
Well, it's the most powerful psychedelic on the planet.
Yeah.
And it was weird because I did everything in reverse. This is what I was telling Terry. I was like, there's people that will plan this, think about it for years before they, decide, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, you spontaneously had
a combusted
breakthrough.
And then went and figured out what I just did. Yeah. It was like buying a car and then going and reading the reviews on it after you buy it.
Right.
To see if you did the right thing.
Oh my God.
So then I went back and I was like, holy shit, I just did this. I was like, wow, but it changed me profoundly, like a lot of things.
Really?
Of my thinking. Maybe that's a topic for another day, but I can see why it would help people,
It's so interesting. So would you want to do it again?
I don't think I would need to. That's a good question. I'm glad you asked that. Because I would be scared that now that I know more about it, what kind of experience would I have the second time? Would it be not as good? The way I described it to Pez, he's like, dude, you had the perfect break. I mean, you couldn't have done it any more perfect.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't get anything. I've already gotten from it what I want to get. You know, the thing was he makes you state your intentions before you. This is really big for him.
Yeah.
You have to have a purpose for doing it. And my main purpose was I've always been scared of death. Mm-hmm. Like just terrified of what happens at death. Not of it happening, just what happens after. So this stuff is perfect for that. So that was my intention. And I came out of it understanding, there's nothing for me to be afraid of. I cured that fear like right off the bat. When I broke through, I was like, this is not what I thought, what I thought it was. Why would I fear it anymore? It's not like I welcome it. Don't get me wrong. The place that you go to is amazing. It's undescribable. What happens after that? Are you reincarnated or do you resurrect later? I still have questions about that, but as far as like the process of you don't really die. I don't see that. Death is not a thing to me anymore. You just move on. You just peel the shell back and move out of that old tired ass body. And all you are is energy anyways. Mm-hmm. So your energy is just going into this light, and you stay there until, whatever. There's all kinds of, Hindus think you stay in nirvana for 49 days, I believe it is. And then you go into another form. So, there's different, people believe different things. I don't know how I feel about that, but
yeah. Personally, I think you go into this box where there's this giant busty woman. She pukes on you, and then you fall through a hole.
Yeah. What was it called again?
That's your ego death.
Yeah,
that's your giant zombie lady. Come here, Tyler.
Now, if you ever do this stuff, the medicine's gonna find it. It's going to find
He's got
that.
a lot. He's got a lot going
There's
on.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
So they're going to. So the medicine's going to have to shuffle for.
He's going to have some problems letting go. That's going to be his
terrified of letting go. Terrified of it. I don't do well on stuff that makes me feel like it's taken away my agency. It makes me
that's
nervous.
A very good point. Humans, this is a human trait. We have to label everything.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in a box in its place where it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
That's how we function.
Yeah.
This shit takes that away. It says, no more, friend. There's no more labels. No more putting it in a box. That shit's gone. That's what this stuff teaches you, is that you don't have to do that. That's where all the crap that all your anxiety comes from. Mm-hmm. All of that stuff.
Yeah.
That's how when you start seeing things in a different light.
It's so fascinating because I hear a lot of people talk about it, about all different kinds of psychedelics, but people who are doing it for a purposeful, like you said, not
to help themselves,
not for fun, not as like a party drug, but they're using it for some reason. Everybody comes out of it and this just has this like great stuff to say about it. Or even like I've heard people describe it as like terrifying and horrible, and they're like, it changed my life. It's amazing.
Do you know any guys that have done it like personally?
Not personally.
So it's just stuff that you've seen.
Stuff I've heard. I've listened to a lot of like people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these videos where they're just like a YouTube video. The people don't even make videos normally. They just have like a camera and them, and they're just explaining exactly like you just did what their situation was. And I've gone down the rabbit hole before just listening to all these different people's stories. It's so fascinating to me that you can have this. There's like everybody's thing is similar. Everyone explains like a similar thing. And as somebody who's never experienced it, I don't know exactly what it is, but everyone describes it the same way. Which is
everyone says it's undescribable.
Yeah. But then to describe it in a kind of a similar way.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to tell a story, you have to have a place, a time,
Right. Yeah.
There's none of that in this void that you go in. That's the undescribable. It's almost like being in a dream, but you're conscious aware. Have you ever had a lucid dream before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's very similar to that, only you're not, out there having a life. Uh-huh. You're just in this void. You're just that comfortable and blissful just being, existing in that, because there's nothing, you are this light or whatever.
Yeah, I guess
that you're bathed in.
If there is no such thing as you, but there's such a thing as existence, then you are everything and nothing, because there's no lines, there's no limits.
No.
That's so weird to imagine. I can't imagine it. I can define it. Can't imagine it.
Yeah. Smoke that toad.
I might be out there licking toads.
And then we'll have this same conversation.
Yeah.
And then you'll look at me and you'll be like, I get it, Steve.
I know what you
I feel like I don't have enough baggage
saw the
yet.
star.
I don't have enough baggage to do it yet.
Now's when you need to do it.
It'll give you baggage if you
Trust me.
So what is something have you done something differently since you've taken it? But have you dropped anything or added anything afterwards?
In regards to
just the way you think, or just doing things day to day?
Yeah, gratitude. I mean, that's the first thing that you come out of with this experience is just gratitude for being alive.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main thing it teaches you. Be grateful. You're going back to the most blissful place. You know where you're going, back to that source, but come on, look at all this down here that you have. How much more could you enjoy it if you stop worrying? You remember the other day when I was telling you about the turtles all the way down?
Yeah.
Well, that's the lesson that it teaches. It's all the same thing. You're never going to get the final answer that you need for thinking universally.
Yeah.
Where you come from. You're never going to find the answer. It doesn't exist. One question is going to give you an answer on down the line. It's turtles all the way down. So it just stop worrying. Now that's easier said than done. We're humans. Right. I'm not in that magic space right now. I'm in the real world
with the turtles,
where I still worry and I still get anxiety, but I have a way of dealing with it now.
Right.
Quickly on the spot. It will change you spiritually. I will tell you that. And, I think it would make a believer out of an atheist. But
that's something to say.
I came out of it. I was never a big church goer growing up. I grew up, we were raised as Christians, but I didn't know what being a Christian was. I didn't go to church every Sunday, didn't read the Bible, didn't understand it when I tried to read it, but I always believed. But I believed because I was told to believe.
Right.
There's no reason, rhyme or reason why. I came out of this with a totally different attitude as far as I don't need to be anything. I've had this connection with the source, directly to the source. I just came out of it. I know I don't need to go through the other crap, through the woods. And, if that works for somebody else, that's perfect. I applaud them. Everybody's right. Buddha's right. You're all right, to an extent. I just wanted to remove dogma from it. No more labels, no more putting things in a box. That was kind of the place it took me, and more in a spiritual, that's kind of how Terry and I reconnected. Talking about this, I'm like, I'm starting to, these things are changing. Now she's in a little bit different. She's been in that space a lot longer than me. So I'm more of a just leave me alone and let me, live and let live. But
right.
I don't need you to pray for me or pander over me. I got this. I got my grass covered. You go throw rocks at your neighbor who's, you're Baptist and he's Methodist, and you saw him in the liquor store and he didn't acknowledge you. And while you're throwing rocks at each other, I'll just sit up on my little mountain and meditate or whatever.
Yeah.
And just leave me the hell alone.
Right.
I went from that bully pulpit up to there, and it's glorious.
Holy moly.
But that's what works for me.
Yeah.
If something else works for someone else, that they need to be a part of a group, a church group, or I have no problems with that. And we'll go to church tomorrow with the family. Just something my brother wanted to do. It's not for me. I have my differences with them, but it makes people happy. It makes you feel good. So, so what?
Right.
It's not, I'm not going to tell somebody else you're wrong. That's all I've heard coming from people for so many years is just judgment. They don't even realize they're judging,
It's just fascinating because it's like one of the core principles of Christianity
is to not judge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they'll tell you, I'm not judging you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. It felt like judgment.
Sure.
Okay. But, maybe you have a different definition than I do. But
How long ago did you do this?
it was April of last year.
Okay, so it's been a...
And it was one of those things, like I said, I didn't plan it. I would never in a million years know to do this.
Yeah. And right now, I think, isn't it illegal? Don't you have to, legally go to, like, Brazil or something to do it?
Unless you're in California. or you meet a guy on the Outer Banks.
Yeah. Unless you meet
the people that are going and getting healed, like the soldiers, and they're going to Mexico, I think Canada, there's some clinics in Canada.
That's what I've heard is they're going to Mexico or
but they're
the Himalayas or whatever.
They're actually looking into, in the United States, I give them praise for at least looking into what's going on with this stuff and how it could help people.
That's the thing. How do you like look into it without like doing it?
The base issue is the stuff's not that hard to get.
Oh no! Look,
that means
get
that
it in 10 minutes.
That means that the big pharma is never going to go for it because they can't make money off of it. It's too easy to get.
People can extract it out of a plant if they're savvy enough.
Yeah, you can order this stuff online. All this, like, can't you? Can't you order? I swear you can order like whatever plant bark it comes out of, and you can buy all the stuff you need to extract it. Mm-hmm. Which I don't recommend doing, but it's too easy that you don't need to make 7 million different fancy trademarked chemicals and put them into this clean process and sterilize everything and make this thing, and then you can charge just out the butt for Valium or whatever they make. It's not the same. They can't charge enough for it, so they're never going to go for it. So they're always going to put people in power that will vote against it.
Yeah, I think that the future in all of this is really going to lie in the mushrooms, because it's really more practical, because you can microdose mushrooms. Yeah. This stuff, the bufo is, I think that's the Mount Everest. Yeah. I don't know, if that's not for everybody. I mean, it just isn't. But people that just want to get rid of depression or anxiety or maybe fix some baggage they had in their life, they can do that with mushrooms easy. Plus, you get really cool visuals. I mean, if you're going to go through hell, let's go in there sliding in there ass backwards with some color. Yeah. Show me a movie. I don't care if I'm starring in it. It's something. I moved lighting a fire in the woods when I was little.
I want to get shot out of a gun.
Yeah,
and do it.
Everybody talks about that. Yeah. The cannon, the breaking through cannon. Everybody talks about it.
That's really the best way to describe it, because it goes from zero to oh shit, and boom. I mean, you're just bloom. Like, you can't even imagine warp speed.
So you almost don't even have time to panic if you wanted to.
Oh God, no, because you can't stop it.
That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I was trying to explain it to somebody else about that white light.
Yeah.
Being immersed in it. So if you were standing on that same beach down there at Portsmouth, there's nothing around. It's flat. Let's call it a kind of a gray day, overcast. And then all of a sudden I took everything away. Clouds, everything. Nothing for you to reference. You ain't even there. But your feeling of you is there. Now, how would that make you feel? Because that's infinity, brother.
Is it what?
Yeah. That's kind of what being in that. It's like being imagine being in the middle. You know how you see videos of people like in the deep ocean, and it's just this dreamy, wavy. That's almost kind of how it is. It's like being in a deep-ass ocean, but you are the ocean. You're not a fish in it. You are the ocean. You're just pure consciousness. And then that's why it feels so, like you're the biggest thing in the world, even though you're the littlest thing in the world.
Yeah.
It's hard to comprehend.
Yeah, my brain's like pulling up like movie scenes.
Inception.
Or the interstellar scene where he goes into the black hole.
Oh yeah.
And there's nothingness. He's just floating in nothingness. And then he gets shot down into this like parallelogram or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's kind of how it, it's almost like you're just sleeping through it. But, almost like you're under anesthesia, but you're conscious aware at the same time.
But something's keeping you upright. Like you're not falling. You're not just coming unconscious.
No, because there's nothing to reference like falling. You feel like you're in a tunnel kind of.
Yeah.
And some people, I think, sense that more than others. But you'll, like, when you're in that light, you'll see fractals in it. It's almost like being in a bubble. You ever poured like gasoline in water and you see that little rainbow? It's that iridescent look around you. That's part of this light, and they're little fractals. White fractals in the white light. It's just, it's bizarre.
It's really weird. It's
that
funny.
Something
it's
can
funny.
take you to that.
You're in that, and then your human body is just like,
you're just giggling on the beach.
Well, it's the Beavis and Butthead. I did some DMT.
And your shaman's
Shut up,
your
Beavis.
shaman's just watching you.
TV for my bunghole.
Yeah.
He just got shot out of the cannon.
Yeah. Good stuff.
That is fascinating. That's a 10 out of 10 story too, by the way.
Yeah. Well, it's not often that you get a redneck to tell a story like this.
Yeah,
that is funny. That's gonna be the clip. Redneck takes DMT.
Redneck smokes. Well, Mike Tyson.
Tyson.
He ate a man's ear, so he got me.
I said sorry.
Yeah, I did sorry.
I said sorry. I didn't mean to eat his ear.
I tell you what, Tyson is savage with his psychedelics.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I saw him doing an interview, and he was talking about 5-MeO. He did the toad.
He licked the toad.
He licked the toad, and one of his handlers or whatever is in there with him. He has a bag, a little sandwich bag. Tyson pulls out like 5 grams of penis envy mushrooms, which is like the Cadillac of mushrooms, so I'm told, and eats them just like he's not even washing them down. He's just he's savage, just eating these mushrooms.
This is on ESPN.
And these guys are just like, oh my God, just make sure we don't run out of tape because this is getting ready to get fabulous
Penis
here.
envy. Why
That's
they
like
name it that?
I don't know. I've never done envy.
So that's the Rolls Royce of mushrooms.
Yeah, the ones I did grew out of cow shit. You had to go out at night.
That's the ones I hear about.
And pluck them.
Yeah.
But because they grew in cow shit, it can make you sick on your stomach.
Get E. coli or something.
Well, if you wash them, know, and I can't remember if we boiled. I don't remember processing them. I just remember eating them.
I found a bunch of mushrooms one time. Thought they were that. I looked them up. They were just poisonous.
Yeah.
So
probably good that you.
I didn't. Yeah. I don't know what I would have done with them. I don't know if I would have eaten them or not if they were, but they weren't. They were called white cap mushrooms, and they're poisonous.
Yeah, they'll mess you up.
Yeah, they're not good for your body. I don't even think they're not psychoactive at all. Because the scary thing is, some of the dangerous ones are also psychoactive.
Yeah.
So you're dying and
but
tripping
you're gonna
balls.
have a hell of a trip.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, if you're gonna die, enjoy it. Go out sideways. Don't go in straight.
Don't go out sideways.
Yeah, you want to slide in with the ass coming in.
That's so funny.
Lick the toad.
Lick the toad.
There was some. I remember. It's probably been at least 20 years ago, but I remember this story vividly on the news about 2 kids in Cary, high school kids. Which Cary, this explains a lot of shit. So the 5-0 is strolling through the neighborhood, and these kids were not in school. He sees them falling down on the sidewalk, delirious. Pulls them over, and they're like, okay, kid, they did the normal teenager thing. We're not drunk. Okay, what are you? because you're not, you know,
Right.
You're not right. So they finally fessed up that they had got some of these toad. Like it wasn't this toad, I don't think. Just some toad that you could lick. They heard you could lick it. So these dipshits lick these toads. Can you imagine having to explain this shit to your dad?
I licked that little frog.
Why am I here? Why am I in the police office about you eating a frog? And you know, it's their dads are like, where did I screw up? You know, where?
Yeah.
I didn't throw ball with him enough, or you know, why is it my son licking a frog? I'll give you a Budweiser. Hell, if you want it bad enough, I would score a joint for you. Just don't eat it. Don't lick frogs. You know, I don't think that's how you're supposed to do it. I think they were just thinking efficiency at that point.
Yeah, they were going right to the source.
Yeah, just lick it, dude.
Uh-huh.
I mean, scrape his back with a spoon and
Get
lick
that.
it.
They got frogs in their gums.
Yeah.
They're trying
Eat his boogers out of his nose. They're
packing
probably
frogs.
psychedelic too.
They're doing lines of frog slime, sniffing on the frog so hard.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So they were just poisoned? They were just standing there poisoned from the frog?
I think they got real dizzy and nauseous, and so they didn't get any good benefits out of it,
Just
other than it was on the news. So
Oh,
now
that's
you're known
so
as being an idiot, you know.
Oh my god, that is hilarious.
Frog liquor.
Yeah. And you know the high school reunions are going to be good for those boys. Yeah, here they are.
The frog liquor!
There it is.
Yeah.
Lick any frogs?
Yeah. How many frogs have you licked since high school? Yeah. I did your mother though. Yeah. That's and probably the kid ended up going to Duke. Yeah. Got a medical degree, you know.
Yeah.
He's got his law degree from Harvard for side money. Claim to fame is licking a toad.
Unfreaking believable. I guess we got to find a shaman.
Or just some toads.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could just go collect a couple toads.
Start breeding.
But aren't they're not here, right? Those
Nah,
toads.
there's one in the Sonoran Desert is the bufo. And there's one called a Colorado River toad. That's the same, very similar, this exact same chemical, you know, so you could get it from either one of those two frogs. Now, the ones that come from plant, you know, the 5-MeO from plants, I don't know how that's acquired, but I've only heard of the frog and then
The frog.
the synthetic.
It's so funny. It comes from frogs.
It's crazy, like magic mushrooms, you can buy the spores online because the
And it's
spores
legal.
are legal.
Yeah.
And it's illegal to grow it. But you can buy the spores and you can buy all the growing stuff you need to grow. And it's like not complicated.
No.
So
And you can get penis envy.
yeah, you can. Yeah, you
We got to
can.
do the penis
This
envy.
man says, I'm going for the ape. APE. I think that's what
And
what
I'm
they
putting
call
them in
ape.
my trunk.
Yeah, they call it albino penis envy. Ape. That's the Bugatti of the mushroom world.
Oh my god. Well, that was fantastic. I think that's a good spot to wrap it up.
I think it is.
I gotta pee real bad, and I don't feel like taking a break.
There's some goofy stuff went on with the video there in the middle, but I think I kind of recovered most of it. So it's going to be a couple different angles. There'll be a little bit of gaps, but that's fine. You know what we look like.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
What an enjoyable experience.
I know. And well,
This is my
you
first
got
podcast.
You got a lot more stories.
A virgin.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna
You
have
got
to
a lot
get you
more
back
stories,
on
so we'll
here.
get you back on.
Dude, I could do 100 stories just on driving that tractor at the state fair.
And just like that.
I mean, I've got like, I could do a Harry Potter series on.
Do a cliffhanger for them.
Yeah, give them a cliffhanger
Give 'em
for your next episode.
On the
Just give them like a little tidbit for like something to get them interested, but don't tell them any real juice, no
Okay.
meat. And then in your next episode, we'll go right into
we're
it.
gonna do tram stories
Tram?
at the fair. I helped a guy out on the side that I'd known for years. So he had these trams inside the state fair. We pulled these little, things that people buy tickets, sit on it, and I drive a tractor through all these idiots. And you want to talk about like Jedi shit? you have to have Jedi skills to do this and not kill people. But you have to have a little Sith in you too. When they really do something stupid, you go Sith.
And that'll do it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and we'll catch you next week.
Catch you in a week.
Appreciate it, guys.